Hey guys, my last video was a release video from my library of math functions. I demonstrated all those functions, and one of them was the random number generator that's supposed to pick a random number between a given range. However, in that video, it picked some numbers outside of the ranges, and at the time I put it down to a scoreboard glitch and decided to look into it later. Well, it turns out I made a typo in one of the numbers in the command file, so I fixed that and uploaded the new version. You can download that from the description or from the description of the video about the entire library. However, I thought I'd take this opportunity to explain the random function and show you what it is now, how it's improved over my last random function, random number generator, and how it could still be improved possibly in future updates. Basically, this does the same thing as the previous random number generator. It generates a 31-bit random number, which is a number between 0 and 2 to the 31st minus 1, because that's the highest positive number that Minecraft can put in a scoreboard. And it does modulus division to get it into the range specified by a lower and an upper bound. I'm going to move now to the command file so I can explain what the commands do in detail. Basically, it just picks those random numbers, like I said, and like this, it just picks those numbers in a range. Right, so I will move over to the command file now. Here it is, and these are all the commands. First, it just subtracts the minimum range, the minimum in the range from the maximum, so that we get a zero to maximum range, and we make sure that it is the same number in the range. So if you picked a random number from 50 to 100, then the range would change from 0 to 50. Next, it summons two area effect clouds because I need them to use the @r selector. That's the source of the randomness. It randomly chooses one of those two area effect clouds. And it randomizes the number by randomizing each bit of the number. So if you didn't happen to know, numbers are stored in computers in binary strings of 1s and 0s, and basically to get a completely random number, all you have to do is randomize each of these bits. And that's not only true for computers, that's true mathematically. So you can randomize any number anywhere just by randomizing powers of 2. That's what I'm doing here. All these numbers are all the powers of 2 up to the maximum power of 2 that Minecraft can have in a scoreboard. And this is the number that I mistyped, by the way. I had a 6 instead of a 3. So yeah, I had to go through all these and make sure they were correct. Right, so then when it's finished randomizing, it will pick it will pick one of the two, and it will choose whether to give that bit a 1. If not, then it gives the other one's bit a 1, but we're only going to take one of them eventually. So that will be entirely random. Which one we take will have random bits as 1s, and the rest are 0s. We're going to take that random one, and then we're going to modulus divide it by the range. So that's just a way to get a number within the range. And then we're going to add that to the minimum, because we subtract the minimum back up here. So that will get a random number within the given range. Then these last commands down here, they just put the inputs back to what they were, because I wanted to preserve the inputs when writing these math functions. So the function does not change the inputs, it only changes the output. And then finally it kills those area effect clouds. And that's how it goes. On my previous random number generators, my last one had one that filled blocks using a structure block. The nice thing about that was that it didn't have to summon any entities. However, because it had to run commands using command blocks, and it had to fill blocks as well, that still caused some lag in the world. So it wasn't ideal. This one, it does summon entities, but it doesn't have to update any command blocks or change any blocks in the world, which is very nice. I think this, I'm pretty sure this will be less lag, although I don't actually have any data to back that up. The only possible source of lag, I think, would be these entities. I couldn't find a way to generate random numbers with only one entity, because the only entity you have for certain while executing these commands is @s, the entity that's running it. So I needed to summon at least one more to do the random numbers, and I might as well just summon two, because then I can have both with the same name, and I added some random characters here just to make sure it doesn't conflict with any possible entities in the world. And then I use those two to randomize the numbers. And that's pretty much how it goes. Right, so I hope this explanation was helpful. If you want to download the math library, the link is in the description. You can also watch the video where I go over all the functions, and that's in the description as well. But that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.